What we're seeing here is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or the alphabet song, or Baba Black Sheep, or A vous dirai-je mama. Obviously, you'd have to change the rhythms for any of those, but basically the melody, the general melody of those pieces, etc. There's various other ones. Um, I'm doing this with, if I were doing this with students, um, I take the song, and what I like to do with students is actually input the song right in front of them. This program is Sibelius, so that I can actually show them partly how the program works, and partly because then we can review all of these things that we're working on at the elementary age of various elements of traditional notation. So I will add an instrument, and we'll point out that this is in 4/4 time, which is 4 beats per bar, and that there's key signatures in a piece, and that this particular one is G major, but that there is also E minor, which is sort of the point of the lesson in this situation, and that it has the same sharp. And then I will take notes and input them right in front of the students so that they actually um, can see them and name them and go through that whole process of, and even just simply tracking the notes on the staff lines, which can be difficult in the elementary age. However, I've done this already, so I don't need to say this. And so when we're looking at this song, I take the entire song, and actually I take the entire song and have the students listen to the whole piece with the playback, and they've actually quite often already recognized what song they're looking at, because the notes, as you're inputting them, play for you, so they recognize that melody, and they start singing whichever ones they feel like singing. Um, and what I'm doing in this situation is I'm going to take the entire song by clicking on the first bar, holding the shift key down, and taking the last bar. And this is something you can't do with a regular score or a PDF or any other version of using this. This is very much related to score writing programs such as Sibelius, where I can take the entire song and show them now what that means when it says that it can be in G major or in E minor, which takes the entire song and makes it end on the relative minor. And then we listen to the whole song again, having students now realize that this has quite changed the song to have it in the relative minor, and point out things that it sounds mysterious or sad, etc. We then would transfer this song to a very easy instrument to show these two different modes, to show the major and minor, so that they can hear them on the xylophones or on the barred instruments in general, so that they can easily play one or the other just by simply shifting down a couple of notes, instead of playing it on something like a recorder where you'd actually have to completely relearn the fingering in the other key, which depends on the person, could be an interesting exercise in itself. And that is how I am showing major and minor, or its relative minor, and then students would then be improvising in the major and minor on the xylophones and then the recorders.